Welcome to another deep dive.
All right.
Today we're going to be exploring grounding,
Okay.
and it's a lot more than just feeling the earth beneath your feet.
Right.
We have a mix of sources today, personal stories, spiritual practices, even some science,
Cool.
all pointing to how connecting with the earth's energy might impact us in some surprising ways.
Awesome.
Get ready to learn something unexpected.
Yeah, it's fascinating how we're often so disconnected from the earth in our modern lives, right?
Yeah, totally.
Like we wear shoes, we walk on pavement, we spend so much time indoors.
Yeah.
But these sources are really suggesting that reconnecting with the earth,
Okay.
both physically and energetically, could be more important than we realize.
For sure.
Yeah.
First up, we have Adrian Kuipers demonstrating grounding as an actual measurable electrical phenomena. He
Interesting.
uses a voltmeter to show how his body's electrical charge changes when he's barefoot versus wearing shoes.
So cool.
What did you think of that?
It was a simple experiment, but the results were really striking. Yeah.
When he's wearing shoes, his body's electrical potential's really low, but the moment he touches the ground with his bare feet,
Yeah.
the voltmeter reading just jumps up significantly.
It's like we literally become more charged when
Literally.
we're in direct contact with the earth.
Yeah. Have you ever noticed feeling more energized after walking barefoot on the beach or grass?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It might not just be in your head.
I always thought it was just like a feeling,
It's a feeling, but there's actually something measurable happening.
That's really wild.
This increase in electrical charge is believed to be due to the transfer of electrons from the Earth to our bodies.
Wow.
And some research suggests that these electrons can actually help neutralize free radicals,
Okay.
which are unstable molecules that can damage our
Well,
cells
got it.
and contribute to inflammation and various health issues.
That's really interesting. So there's a potential physical benefit to grounding,
For sure.
but these sources also explore the idea of connecting with the earth on a deeper, more spiritual level. Exactly. And Dr. Tochi's story is a great example of this.
Oh yeah, what did they say?
They describe feeling really stuck in a city, facing obstacles in their career and personal life.
Wow.
It was like the city itself was holding them back.
It's interesting how we often talk about feeling grounded as a state of being.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feeling centered, stable, secure.
Right.
And Dr. Tochi actually used the earth, specifically soil, in a ritual to help them break free from this feeling of being stuck.
That's so interesting. How did they do that?
Tell me.
Well, they gathered a small amount of soil,
Okay.
acknowledged the spirits of the land,
Uh-huh.
and specifically asked for release from the things that were holding them back in the city.
Like what kind of things?
Things like self-doubt, creative blocks, and financial limitations.
Oh, wow. So they were really feeling it, huh?
Yeah, they were. And it was about intentionally releasing those things back to the earth.
Wow. And what happened?
So within a month, Dr. Tochi left the city,
Wow.
secured a new contract, and experienced a significant shift in their energy and outlook.
So it worked.
It seems like it.
That's wild.
It wasn't just about leaving the city geographically. It was about releasing those internal barriers that were keeping them stuck.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on this, knowing all that?
Well, it highlights how our connection to the earth can go beyond the physical.
Huh.
For many cultures, soil represents fertility, abundance, and the potential for growth.
Okay, I see that.
And Dr. Tochi's story suggests that by consciously connecting with the earth's energy, we might be able to tap into that potential for growth and transformation in our own lives.
That's pretty cool. So what if being barefoot outside isn't always an option?
Right.
It rains, it's cold.
Exactly.
Enter my greener pasture and their experience with a grounding mat.
Ooh, interesting.
They describe using it on days when they can't get their grounding on outdoors,
Mm-hmm.
and they even suggest you can ground while scrolling on your phone.
Really?
That blew my mind.
It's a modern twist on an ancient concept.
Yeah.
Making grounding more accessible for people who live in urban environments or have limited access to nature.
Yeah, I know. I personally spend way too much time indoors, especially with work. Maybe I need to look into one of these mats. What about you? Have you ever tried grounding intentionally?
I haven't tried a mat,
Go.
but I do make a conscious effort to walk barefoot on the grass whenever I can,
Oh, nice.
even if it's just for a few minutes.
Yeah.
I find it incredibly centering and calming.
I love that.
No.
Now let's move on to another fascinating perspective from works of faith.
Okay.
They use soil as a conduit for manifestation, specifically manifesting desires in different areas of their life.
So they're not just passively wishing for things.
Yeah.
They're actively engaging with the soil, seeing it as a powerful tool for connecting with the energy of growth and abundance.
They suggest cleansing the soil, speaking your intentions over it with clarity and focus,
Okay.
and then sprinkling it in specific locations. For example, sprinkling it at your gate for overall flourishing,
Oh, wow.
in the corners of your yard for positive change, or even at your workplace for career goals.
Interesting. So it's like they're imbuing the soil with their intentions.
Right.
And then planting those intentions in specific areas of their life, almost like planting seeds for what they want to manifest.
It's a really proactive approach to manifestation,
Yeah.
and it ties back to that idea of intentionally connecting with the Earth's energy to create change.
Absolutely. It's not just about wishing for things, it's about aligning your actions and your energy with what you want to create.
So we've looked at grounding from a scientific perspective, a spiritual perspective, and a practical perspective,
Yeah.
but we still have so much more to explore. What are your thoughts on this so far?
I think what's emerging is that grounding isn't just one thing.
Yeah.
It's a multifaceted concept that can be approached in different ways,
Okay.
depending on your beliefs and goals.
Mm-hmm.
But at its core, it seems to be about consciously reconnecting with the Earth's energy,
Yeah.
whether for physical, emotional, or spiritual well-being.
And that's what makes this deep dive so intriguing.
Right.
Stay with us as we continue to uncover the surprising world of grounding in part 2.
Welcome back to our deep dive into grounding.
Picking up where we left off, exploring these fascinating ways people are using soil and the Earth's energy
Right.
for personal growth and transformation.
And we have another intriguing story
really?
to share from Dr. Tochi. This one focuses on using soil for healing and protection.
Oh, this is the same Dr. Tochi who used soil to break free from feeling stuck in the city, right?
Exactly.
What happened this time?
Dr. Tochi recounts a time when a close friend was going through a really difficult period,
Oh, no.
like a series of unfortunate events one after another,
Oh,
and their friend felt like they were under some kind of spiritual attack,
whoa.
like negative energy was just surrounding them.
That sounds intense. I can only imagine how unsettling that must have felt.
It was a very challenging time for their friend.
Yeah.
So Dr. Tochi advised them to perform a ritual using soil similar to the one they had used for release.
So gathering soil, acknowledging the spirits of the land, but this time the focus was on protection.
Precisely. The intention was to cleanse the negative energy and create a sense of safety and protection.
Yeah.
So Dr. Tochi's friend gathered soil from their own yard, prayed over it, and then sprinkled it around the perimeter of their property, almost like creating a symbolic barrier.
It's fascinating how soil, something so seemingly ordinary, can take on such profound meaning in these practices.
Yeah.
What was the outcome for Dr. Tochi's friend?
According to Dr. Tochi, the negative events stopped,
Oh, wow.
and their friend felt a sense of peace and security return to their life.
That's amazing.
It's as if the ritual combined with the intention and the energy of the soil helped to shift the energy
Yeah.
and create a more positive and protected space.
It's a powerful story, and it makes me think about how many cultures around the world have traditions and rituals involving soil and the earth,
For sure.
like burying a symbolic object to represent letting go of something, or planting seeds with specific intentions for growth and abundance.
Absolutely. These practices often tap into a deeper understanding of our interconnectedness with the natural world,
Yeah.
recognizing that the Earth's energy can impact us on multiple levels, physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Okay, so we've seen how soil can be used for release, manifestation, and protection.
Right.
Now let's shift our focus to the concept of grounding itself and its potential benefits for our overall well-being,
Okay.
beyond just those feelings of being connected to nature.
You're referring to the potential health benefits that My Greener Pasture hinted at in their video about the grounding mat, right?
Yes, we don't have a lot of details from that source,
Okay.
but they mentioned that grounding has helped them in so many different ways, and that it's something their entire family can benefit from. They even went so far as to say that everyone should be doing it.
That's a pretty bold statement.
It is. It suggests that grounding might have wider applications than we typically think.
Right.
It also implies that grounding isn't just for people who are already into spirituality or alternative wellness practices.
Yeah.
They even mentioned that you can ground while scrolling on your phone,
What?
which I found both amusing and intriguing.
That's wild. It's definitely a modern take on grounding,
For sure.
but it speaks to the accessibility of the practice. You don't need any special equipment or rituals,
Right.
just a willingness to connect with the Earth's energy in whatever way works for you.
It challenges the idea that we need to retreat to a remote location or spend hours meditating to reap the benefits of grounding.
Right.
We can find moments of grounding throughout our day, whether it's taking off our shoes and walking on the grass, gardening, or even just taking a few deep breaths while consciously connecting to the feeling of the earth beneath us.
I love that.
Me too. And this brings us back to that question we posed earlier. How do you recharge when feeling drained or overwhelmed?
Yeah.
Have you ever considered grounding as a possibility?
Honestly, I hadn't given it much thought before diving into these sources, but now I'm really curious to experiment and see how it feels, especially in our fast-paced, technology-driven world. Taking even a few minutes to literally ground ourselves could be incredibly beneficial.
Absolutely.
I think it's a simple yet powerful way to reconnect with nature and tap into its revitalizing energy.
Yeah.
It's about becoming more mindful of our physical and energetic connection to the natural world.
Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I think it's important to acknowledge that we've explored a wide range of perspectives and beliefs here.
Yes.
Scientific, spiritual, anecdotal. And it's important to remember that we're not endorsing any particular viewpoint.
Exactly. Our role is to present the information, spark your curiosity,
Yeah.
and encourage you to think critically about what resonates with you.
What do you find compelling?
Yeah.
What aspects of grounding make sense to you?
Right.
These are questions for you to ponder and explore further.
The journey of grounding is a personal one.
It is.
We're simply offering a starting point.
Stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive, where we'll bring all of this together and explore some key takeaways. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into grounding.
We've covered a lot of ground, exploring the science, the spiritual practices, and the personal experiences that highlight the potential power of connecting with the Earth's energy.
It's been fascinating to see how diverse the approaches to grounding can be, from simply walking barefoot to using soil in rituals.
Yeah, and despite the variety of perspectives, some common threads have emerged that I think are worth highlighting.
Absolutely. So let's recap some key takeaways from this deep dive.
Okay, so first we've seen that grounding isn't just a woo-woo concept.
Right.
There's scientific evidence suggesting that direct contact with the Earth can impact our body's electrical charge.
Remember Adrian Kuiper's demonstration with the voltmeter?
Oh, yeah.
Seeing that visual representation of the charge increasing when he touched the ground barefoot was pretty compelling.
It definitely lends credibility to the idea that grounding can have a tangible physiological effect.
Beyond the science, we've heard some pretty powerful stories about how people are using grounding in their lives. Dr. Tochi's experiences in particular stand out.
Yeah, using soil for release, for protection, even for manifesting specific goals.
It's amazing to see how something as simple as soil can be incorporated into these practices.
It speaks to the idea that we might be more interconnected with the natural world than we realize.
And then we have My Greener Pasture, showcasing how grounding can be integrated into even the most tech-filled modern lifestyle.
Their grounding mat, while maybe not as traditional as walking barefoot on the earth, still provides that connection,
Right.
making the practice more accessible for people who might not have easy access to nature.
It's a reminder that grounding doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming.
Right.
Even a few minutes a day can make a difference.
Exactly.
So what does all of this mean for you? That's the question I want to leave you with. How do these different perspectives on grounding resonate with you?
Which practices might you be curious to explore? What small changes could you make in your own life to incorporate more grounding?
We encourage you to revisit the original sources we've discussed. Delve deeper into these concepts, and most importantly, experiment for yourself. See how grounding feels for you.
Because ultimately, the true power of grounding lies in your own personal experience.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of grounding. We hope it sparked your curiosity and inspired you to explore new ways of connecting with the earth and its energy. Until next time, keep diving deep.